let's open the March 25th workshop. You're gonna draw a picture?
No, I didn't know we were doing the pledge.
Did we do that for workshops?
No.
We typically don't do it for workshops, but we can do it. Let's do it. Al, take us away.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so budget discussions. I think we'll just start chatting. I think, Carl, you had a bunch of questions. So let's start with you.
I just saw on page 4.
Of which budget?
Sewer or the general?
General fund, yeah,
Okay.
tentative budget. 512-403, schools, conferences, seminars. And not cut much, but first of all, where do we stand, Christine?
Where do you stand with what?
Where do we stand? How much money do we need to make up?
Right now it's balanced.
It's,
That's what I
Right.
thought.
yeah, at the very last page is.
It says
Yeah,
zero.
that's what I thought I saw.
If you wanted confirmation, I
Okay.
understand.
So he wants to
All right.
knock 500 off of that.
Yeah, I mean, let's start out with a positive,
There you go.
right?
Jake included in there, Jake, maybe you can speak to that.
Yeah, I think plans to go into highway school in June, when the Cornell Local Roads puts on, and the guy at the NICOM for me in October. If it works out, that it's in a decent spot, that's not, I refuse to go when they're at a hotel that's $300 or $400 a night, because I think that's kind of ridiculous, but if it's in a reasonable spot, then we'll go. Either way, there's really good training there,
You can always stay in a different one too if you want.
if they included this part, then I can't eat.
No, you can do that.
I can eat,
Yes.
Okay.
You can eat. We can set it up for you.
so I'll make sure I can eat.
We can set it up at an off-site
Take
location.
a box of ramen
You can
with
eat.
you.
I know, I should,
Yeah, just cooking
but yeah, that's,
We
and
can
that's,
set that up for you.
I think if I recall last time, then there was at highway school, it's about a 3-day, I think it's a Sunday through Wednesday, Sunday night through Wednesday, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And that was about $800 or $900, so we have to see what's, if there's enough left for the other, for NICOM. And,
Jake, you had a question about the planters. Planters were not eliminated, they were moved to 6410, 470, parks other, because it was only $4,000 that we allotted, and that does not make it a 200 line. It makes it just a regular line.
okay, so that's.
So it was moved, $4,000 was moved to 6410, 470.
Yeah, that's,
Okay. Thank you.
What are the what's the 4,000 for the planners? Buying more planners or just maintaining what you have?
what
Yeah,
page,
it was
what
buying
page is it
planters
on?
for the island on 250, or North Avenue there. We
Yeah, but-
talked about moving some down,
Yeah.
some of the large ones down, but then having smaller ones next to it. And the price that they got was 53, they said they expected an increase of, that was with freight, and they expected an increase of about, say, $500 or $600, about $600. Came out to about 62 altogether, I think, with the expected increases for all new ones down there. So if we just move some of the larger ones down there, we can retrofit and get some of those fill station, or the ones with the reservoirs in.
Yeah.
I have to see, they should knock about $1,500 off of it. So 62, 15, we're gonna be close to that for, and then see, maybe we'll
Yeah,
get less of the small ones, or I want to make sure they try the reservoirs in there. That'd be a really good test spot for them, because they're just surrounded by asphalt and concrete and everything.
yeah.
So if they work well there, maybe it's something we can put along in some of the other ones.
And that might make a big difference, yes.
Yeah, yeah. And then, well, especially their location, we want to try when, guys are in watering when the traffic's not as bad, get up there, fill those, and get out of the way rather than trying to park up, in the middle of North Avenue and, water those things and get run into, so.
How about the storm sewer equipment on page 7, Jake? 15,000. Already spent 7.
Storm sewer equipment, it should be storm sewer other, I think, you said 7 of the,
Page 7 in
8140
general.
is 15,000, those were for,
Gutters.
well, that's gutters, that's
Oh,
the,
Yes.
basically that covers gutters on Champion Ave, the north end of Champion Ave. There's about a 300-foot section or a 200-foot section, needs a lot of work in it, so that's what that extra was in. And the rest of the gutters on Curtis are in the 51, because it's part of a road line, so it's part of that 5112.
Here's a question though, have we ever capitalized gutters before? I don't recall that that has ever been the case. Usually it was part of major road repairs.
Well,
You should be able to capitalize it.
if we've done them as part of major road repairs, I don't know,
It's always been included, it's never been
Yeah.
divided out. I mean, I'm happy to divide it out, but I don't think it should be capitalized.
we've done gutters before where we do, there's, normally that line is used for onesies, twosies,
Right,
infill, hey, we need a gutter section here, we need a gutter section over there. Now we've got a definite line where we have to do one big section, so we know what that's gonna be.
and they'll be good for at least 5 years?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good, that's
Yeah.
If you're
fine.
not doing a small section, it should be capital.
Sure, absolutely, yep.
Mhm.
You had also asked Jake about what agreements are we not renewing on page 2, I believe it is, 1325, 406, page 3, towards the top, computer, maintenance agreements and
Oh,
software.
Yeah.
It's 11,000 is the projected budget, and it was 20. We're not renewing Harris, because we now have AccuFund, that's why we can allow for the $9,000 less.
All right, Kirby, that's
Good.
I didn't know if I had to plan for anything, so.
No, it's my department, then I would plan for something.
Awesome.
And Jake,
Take all you want then.
and you said that what you and Darryl discussed, it reflects this one, right? This budget updated one?
Yes, for this street.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that street was reduced, the street line there was reduced by 35.
Okay,
Mhm.
perfect.
Yep.
How about rentals?
There's
I got that on page 5,
Ends
the
in
way
428, but I don't know what's
16,000.
That's a 5142, 428.
Yep,
That's gonna be for a loader for snow removal. That 5142 is a snow removal
Oh, yeah.
line, and then rather than buying, the new loaders are 180 grand.
Yeah.
We need one without the composting, without having to need it for turning into wildcat. We need it for about 5 months a year. We can rent one every year
Yeah.
and always have a new one, and not have to worry about, repairs or
Yeah.
maintenance and things like that on it.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
or having a $180,000 piece of equipment that we can sell for 20 a few years later, so,
Yeah.
there's pluses and minuses to the way
Yeah.
to look at that, but.
That's a good idea.
I like it.
I'd like to see a little bit more than 0, but
Let's see
I
if
have to congratulate everybody for getting it back to 0.
let's see
No,
if we
we've
can
done a
get it,
really
let's
good
go
job.
with a positive right here. I think I got one here. Sewer fund.
Oh, now we're over on sewer. What page?
3. Lab testing, that way we can knock that down $1,000 or not?
We can eliminate it all, and the fines are $37,500 per day.
Uh-huh. Can't do it.
No, that's already, I think, kinda tight, but they went from 17 to 15, I think.
Now, I do apologize that I did not include on this, as I said I would, my bad, $21,000 in the revenue side for sewer for sales of equipment. So that will bring our income to $969,772. And that will then bring us to a positive in the amount of $14,813.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful, you made my day.
Now, let me just highlight two items that are bolded or yellow on your copies. I believe it's on,
Sanitary sewers.
yes, 11,764 and 254, 197.
Yeah.
I changed that per John's request. He wanted to have summer help to do flushing in the village, in sanitary and in sewer, and that includes 520 hours in the summer over a course of 13 weeks, $12 an hour, and that brings it to the $31.20 per department. So if you are okay with that, great. If not, I can take it off, of course.
Yeah, I don't think he would be.
Yeah.
Well, it's a maintenance thing, it's something that, you know, I get it, we're, you know, always trying to do more and less, and not do a cliche, but it's absolute truth, but you have to maintain these things, and it's tough, you don't see them. Every single person will drive by and let you know about a flower pot, or a garden, or weeds, or a sidewalk cracked, and the sewer line under their feet can be plugged, and they don't care, they're not telling you about that unless it's connected to their house. Then they know right away, and then they realize the importance. So sewer flushing is something it's a very important thing that you do. You can flush, and then we have to flush a certain portion too ahead of cammering the sewer mains. And part of cammering the sewer mains then lets us grout the sewer mains, test them, find out where there's leaks. If there's infiltration, we can test them or look for cracks, and you avoid problems ahead of time. It's a preventive maintenance tool, plus it reduces your infiltration, so we're not treating groundwater. You know, if you have a sewer line that's cracked, especially in a low area, there's water coming in and that's going through the plant, you're spending electricity pumping it, everything else, that we get in there, flush the line, clean the line, camera the line, and grout it, none of that's coming in. And we're not paying to pump it up to the trickling filter, you know, when it's clean water. We didn't have to. So it's good to cut out. We're fortunate that we have separate sewer systems. You know, in the city, they have combined sewer, and that's big tunnel systems. They have to, you know, when we get hard rain, they have to store everything in those big, huge tunnels and store millions and millions and millions of gallons, and then slowly let it back out after the rain stops. We don't have, you know, we've got sanitary and a separate storm system.
Yeah.
And storm system we don't treat, so. But yeah, the maintenance is very important.
So it sounds like you're advocating for that.
I am.
How much was that?
It was a total of $6,240.
Yeah.
$12 an hour for someone to work during the summer for 13 weeks.
And we just found $21,000 in that budget for it too.
Yeah, it was.
Good point. All right, so if we go with that, we'll be in a positive,
We can
like
put
7,000,
14,
right?
we can put, no, with that 21,000, because the 6 was already
Yeah.
in the budget
Okay,
that you have in front of you.
okay.
By adding the 21,000, we're ahead by $14,800, which we can add to the repair reserve.
I'm sold.
Okay.
Sold? Yeah.
So,
Got it.
I'm good. We're good.
Deputy Mayor?
I'm not sold, but if you take a vote, it would look like I would lose. So for the camera, I'm not sold.
General fund. Right in the middle, 1420-400.
Okay.
What page?
Village attorney, page 3. I see that we're over year-to-date.
It's for our friends down on Wall Road probably.
Right,
That's correct.
absolutely. Why is, still on that page 3, 1325, 408, computer assistance? Oh, I see you're adding all this in.
Yes.
That's a question I have. You know, we're putting all of these together. Is there any way that we can still show them separately? Like, if it was 408, can we make it -1, -2?
No.
Why? Their system won't let it?
I can create a different line if you really want to have computer assistance separate from computer hardware, because those two items are similar. We only have 100 lines to work with
Oh, that's what I wanted
for
to
the
know.
whole, for all of the village, between general and sewer. So for example, we're using about 25 lines specific to sewer, and then the other lines kind of can be used between both funds, or even in Parks and Rec, or Trust and Agency. So I tried the best I could to combine things that are similar.
Mhm.
So computer assistance and hardware, if you really like to see them separately, I can certainly create a
Well, it's
different
not
line.
just that one. I mean, I'm saying overall for this whole thing, because I'm looking at this now thinking that next year, when we're looking at it, I'm not gonna remember what we broke it down by.
Well, I understand where you're coming from, but
Is
it
there,
was so haphazard the way it was set up before.
yeah,
And now we only have 100 lines to allow for. So I can't make
okay.
every kind of thing, like I can't make a line. I can't make a
And
separate,
there's no way that we can just put him down under it?
no.
Under
The-
notes,
the program
maybe
does not-
notes?
Well,
Under
the
notes?
general ledger, I can always tell you what's in there, because the general ledger will have all the details in there.
But we're not gonna remember which one's got.
It's just,
Combined.
there's gonna be a learning curve, of course.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we won't know what got combined.
I will tell you, because I'll have this in
All right.
front of me, and I'll be able to tell you what was in there. Believe me, it's a learning curve for me too, because we
Yeah,
did
this
have
is-
separate lines, and now I
yeah.
have to combine them, so it's the give and take.
And there's no other way to break it out.
You could put it in notes.
Oh, yes, I can, absolutely,
Mhm.
yep. I'm
I
gonna
would
make that note
do
to
that
add
at
for
least.
next year,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's a
Did
good
you hear what he
suggestion,
said,
Carol.
Jude?
Yeah, I did. I'm right next to him. Yep.
I will add that to notes next year in the first summary to all of you, so that it gives you a reminder what was in there before.
Yeah, it's good.
And what things are in there
Yeah,
going,
that's-
yeah, I will definitely do that.
Okay.
Sounds just so.
Great suggestion, Carl.
Was that just an AccuFund thing, that we only get 100, we're limited to that?
It's not just AccuFund, it's governmental accounting. It's the same, you know, we have to go to different 4-digit codes if we wanted to spread it out more. I mean, you'll notice.
And they recommend not doing that, right? And
Right, exactly. So, because each 4-digit code has a name for it. 1325 is clerk treasurer, 1620 is building maintenance, 8130 is sewer, 5112 is
Yeah.
DPW. So each one is specific to a department in our village, and then the 3 digits at the end identify, and we can only use 400 because 400 is the contractual line. So there's
Oh.
only 100 numbers to go with. So Jake and I and Heather and Megan and Joe kind of talked to her, because we usually use those accounts the most, and when it came time to to break it out and decide what should be combined, we tried to use as many of the accounts, you know, combine as many accounts as we could that made sense to go together, like major road repairs. I couldn't make a separate line for every kind, because there was street paint, there was, help me out, Jake.
Chips, there's micropave.
Yeah, there were like
major
5,
road
I
repair
couldn't make
materials.
5 lines just for his one line, that's why they were all combined.
And keep in mind, you're also further limited because those numbers are, it's not like for 5112, the street maintenance line.
Yeah,
You have 100 different things you can use for that. Those are the same 100, those three-digit codes are the same 100 for parks.
Yes,
So if you use, if
Yes.
402 is major road
Yeah.
repairs, you're not gonna have major road repairs in parks.
right.
So now you've only got 98 things or 99 things to work with.
and that is how the
Mhm.
town budgets are, like I'm using the town budget as a guide to kind of set up what should be in the paper as far as how they break it out. Those are the same numbers the town uses, any town, any village, so now we're in line with what other villages are doing. We weren't that way before.
Because of Harris too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you need from us, What do you need from us? No, we don't have to vote.
No, we don't.
It's Thursday,
No,
right? Don't we vote on
No
it
voting
Thursday?
till the 25th.
Oh,
So Thursday, I'll present
About
the,
the post
I'll
and that
present
plan.
the,
Sending it to the
preliminary
paper
budget.
tomorrow.
tomorrow
And
it'll
then,
be in.
yeah, it'll go to the paper. And then
Mhm,
you'll vote on the public hearing on Thursday,
right.
to set the public hearing.
Well, no, you're putting it in the paper.
To set the public, they have to vote on this to set that though.
Oh, so it's not in the paper on Thursday?
No, it would have to, it has to be voted on first.
mhm.
Can you vote on that now?
Yeah,
Coming out,
but
right?
in prior practice, you don't do that, but technically, yeah.
Is this guy going to paper?
Tuesday by 4.
Yeah, we should vote on it tonight.
Yeah, that was the assumption I was under,
Mhm,
right?
what I thought.
It'd just be safer to be in the paper this Thursday as opposed to next Thursday.
Yes, that's what I assumed what you're doing, so.
I agree.
Yeah. Let me describe the vote sheet, okay? It's right
Yep.
here.
Okay, what do you want that? That's how much more meat. 12.
So do you want to do it,
What
when
is
is
it?
it,
Yeah.
7:15? No, no.
Oh,
But
here,
you need a time for Thursday.
yeah.
So set the public hearing for Thursday.
Right.
At 7:15.
Right.
That's all you have to say.
We're not going to pass it, because we're just going to need to.
Yeah, we're just voting to set the public hearing, which would be the bookkeeping companies.
Right.
Mhm.
The title.
So I'll ask for a motion to set the public hearing for 7:15 on 3/28.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
On 4/11.
Yeah, that's why it's okay to,
The public hearing's on the 11th, not on the
So-
28th.
So we need to vote just so we
you
can
just,
send
you're
this to
just
the
setting
paper.
it, yes, I'm sorry to confuse you. You're only voting to set the public hearing, which would be the date you just said.
Okay. So I will ask for a motion to set the public hearing for 4/11/19.
I'll make that motion.
And
At
I'll second it
7:15.
again.
All right,
Oh, third.
all in favor? Aye.
Right. I think we've done a great job. We have a surplus. Yeah. A small surplus. To have any surplus, it's amazing. That's what we have to work with, you know?
Yeah. So I don't have anything else?
they, vigilant in all departments. Keep the budget the way it is.
Yes, sir.
Oh, quickie, just records retention on page 3. Are we doing some extra stuff?
That is the dollar amount to transfer all payroll records from whenever we ever kept them on microfiche to a
Oh, good, okay.
a legible document in PDF so that,
This is
Yeah.
the second phase. We already, remember, you had voted on it last year for.
Yeah.
because the microfiche machine is dying.
Yeah.
And if
no.
we get a request from New York State Retirement or someone's workers' comp to look at old documents, we're not able to pull up those payroll records.
Yeah, good. Good, good. Yeah, and that was
I don't have,
here.
Jake, you're good?
Yeah, I'm just gonna, you want me to talk about this at all tonight?
Yeah.
This is an update, we've got a notification from New York State DOT Civil Rights Bureau that we're just doing a review. That's based on our, the North Avenue Connector project, the federal funds that we received there. So, talked to the gentleman last week, we just had this one, it's a set of assurances with some appendix A through E that they're required that we sign and get back to them. So, all documents been prepared, you have a template online, so you can just fill in the blanks, word for the village Webster in the appropriate language where it has to go. And they sent it into the DOT, they looked at it, made a couple little changes, Don reviewed it, and said it was all set to go. So I'm gonna scan this in, they give you
Okay.
5 days to reply, which is funny if you put a permit in the DOT, it'll be 6 to 8 weeks before you
Yeah,
hear anything.
honestly.
But you have to respond in 5 days.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But,
it's,
you know, 812,000 almost has some strings attached to it, so, certainly whatever they want us to do, so. Should be all set with that.
Thank you, Jake.
Good,
All right, good.
good.
So I'll ask for a motion to adjourn the workshop at 6:29.
Wow.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks.
Nice job, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks, peeps.